for your patience, everyone. I know we're running a bit behind. That's because the engagement we're getting is fantastic. When you run a live show, we want to get as many of those questions in as we possibly can. So on to our next, we have Novo Resources. Novo is an Australian gold producer with a portfolio of projects in the famed Australian Pilbara region, probably the part of Australia that is most often mispronounced in Canada are by non-Australians, but I have Australian relatives, so I know how to say it correctly. We are joined today by Dr. Quinton Hennig, who joined us yesterday as well. Dr. Hennig is an economic geologist with 25 years of exploration experience, mainly gold related. Early in his career, he was with such well-known names as Homestake Mining, Newcrest, and Newmont. He joined the junior mining sector in 2007 and has been involved with a number of Canadian listed gold companies, including Gold Canyon Resources, where he led exploration at the Springpole Alkaline Gold Project near Red Lake. Hello, Dr. Hennig. Welcome back to the show. We look forward to this presentation. Novo is a name that, although it's all the way in Australia, a lot of investors in Canada know the story well, and it's great timing, I think, for an update on what's been going on over there. I'll pass it over to you.
Well, thank you very much. Look, we're actually going to start the presentation today with our video, and then because this is a very short presentation time, I'm going to use the remaining time to answer people's questions. Basically, have a bit of interaction with folks here. So I hope a little unconventional, but I hope it gets people stoked and excited about what we've done, what we've accomplished over the past few years, but also our path forward.
Sounds good. Quinton, would you like me to share the video now?
Yes, please. Go ahead.
Perfect.
G'day, Chris Martin, Novo's General Manager of the Nullagine Gold Project. I'm here at the mine entrance, about 1,200 kilometres north of Perth in the northeastern Pilbara of Western Australia. The mill's about 3 kilometres down the access road adjacent to me, and Beatons Creek Gold Mine is 10 kilometres behind me, just behind the town of Nullagine. Behind me is the Golden Eagle treatment plant. Over the past 6 months, we've spent about $8.5 million in conjunction with GR Engineering to upgrade this facility to enable it to process the Beatons Creek ore from Beatons Creek mine about 10 kilometres down the road. Key components of the processing plant include the Formag mill, SAG mill. That's followed by a newly installed Nelson concentrator, 40-inch Nelson concentrator. Also coupled with a CS1000 intense leach reactor, ILR. So those components are critical for the processing of the Beatons Creek ore, given its high gravity components. It's a exciting day today. Today sees us transitioning from the low-grade commissioning ore that we've been running for the last couple of weeks onto a higher grade feed direct from Beatons Creek. And that's all ahead of a gold pour later this afternoon. So we're really looking forward to that and a big day for Novo.
Excellent. Great video. We never get tired of seeing dory bars being poured. That's what it's all about.
My favorite thing. Thanks.
That is excellent. Already we're getting the audience, the questions from the team over here, from our great audience. This one from Matthew. Quentin, can you describe the recent field activities in Ingina, and what is the timing for exploration results there, recognizing that these results were delayed by Beaton's Creek grade control drilling?
Yes, we lab capacity is basically taxed right now. Everybody's asking for gold, and things are booming. So we had to carve out what we could and get firm commitment from the lab for the Beaton's Creek grade control drilling. I would say sometime in the next month or two, we will catch up with that work and be able to start talking about Egina. We'll talk about the results from last year once we get all the assays from the various fractions done. And then we'll also be able to talk about the path going forward. It is the wet season right now. The wet season is not when you do a lot of aggressive working out in that country, because you get cut off. And it has been actually an exceptionally wet year this year. It's remarkable the team pulled off what they did at Beaton's Creek with production here, given the fact that we had a 500-year rain event on, I think, early December of last year. But, all systems go. Look, I'm very optimistic about the prospects, Egina, but obviously Beaton's Creek is going to be a very important foundation for us to build on.
Yeah, it's already a big story. I mean, there's a lot that you're managing there. You have the Golden Eagle mill that we saw on the video, Beaton's Creek feeding it, but then the market is excited about Egina as well. So you got a lot on your plate there. It's going to be a really fascinating year. We have another question here from the audience. Do you do any concentration of the ore prior to milling?
At Beaton's Creek, we do not. There is potential for that with low grade. We do, we are going to stockpile a lot of the lower grade mineralization. Probably treat it perhaps through mechanical sorting on the back end of the whole operation here. But the material that we're delivering to the mill right now, we deliver it just like you saw in the video, as is, gets crushed, goes into the mill, and is treated through conventional means. So gravity is the first part of the circuit. That takes out the coarse gold. That actually goes through a little concentrated intensive cyanide leach system, and we produce doré from that. And then the rest of the rock, once it goes to the gravity circuit, goes through the conventional CIL mill, and the cyanide extracts the gold out of that fraction, basically the finer grain gold. So right now, it's all about conventional mining. Price of gold is up. You don't want to lose any of it. So this is a very, very effective. We expect very high recoveries from the conventional means.
Fantastic. We got one from Simon. He says, "Hi, Quentin. Great video. You look happy running that mill." And then he goes on to say, "You had the first gold pour around a week ago. Did the team in Australia achieve another pour? And can you tell us how many bars and the weight of the bars?"
Yeah, look, we don't share a lot of information about details about what we're pouring and stuff, at least not on a daily basis. If we did, there's risks inherent in that. So we'll be like any other gold mining company. We'll start talking about things usually on a monthly basis, especially during the ramp up phase. Ramp up's going to last a couple of months, say. So we'll update people early March about what we achieved this month, February. We're almost to the end of February, but we'll talk about that. And then every month thereafter, we'll talk about how much, we produce, what other outcomes there have been. As far as gold pours, look, we got to keep that fairly tight.
Yeah, no, that's understandable. But understandable the audience would try to get that question in there. So good for you guys for trying. We're over time. We're going to sneak in one more. And then for all of you that are putting in these great questions, again, not to worry, we're going to bundle them up. We're going to get them over to Quentin, so he will see them. But let's push on one more here. Do you have any indication how small of a gold particle size Tomra and or Steinart can achieve to detect with their ore sorters in the future?
Yeah, that's a good question. Look, we've been doing a lot of work in preparation for the Karratha mechanical sorting exercise coming later this year. But we've been doing the Steinart machine in Perth. They've been granting us access to that. We've actually mined a lot of rock from Karratha, bulk samples, taken them down to Perth, and then been treating them. And we now have a sense that they can actually see particles down, say, half a millimeter in size, 500 microns. That's just phenomenal. I mean, who would have thought you could see a little piece of gold, about the size of a period on the end of a sentence. and then pick it out at the end of a conveyor moving along at 3 meters per second. That's nuts, but that's what these things are capable of doing.
Excellent. Well, that speaks to technological advancement in the industry, which sometimes the industry gets criticized for not doing enough, but there's a case where modern technology is being put to good use. Quentin, thank you so much for joining us and updating us. Very exciting time for Novo. Congratulations on the Dore pours, and looking forward to a great 2021 for Novo.
Thank you, Anthony.
Cheers.
See ya.
Good day.